Hey there, this is Tuto Tommy. I am doing a plugin for ShopKeepers plugin, a little tutorial that covers some of the new stuff. All the videos I've come across are a little outdated, so I thought we'd get in here and cover a couple of things that we can do. Let's start off with all the different models you can do. If you've never seen this plugin before, basically what it does is it gives you the options of using an NPC for shops rather than have boring sign shops all over the place. And there's a lot of different models that you can use nowadays. Pretty much most creatures in the game, you can enable them or disable them. I have Ender Dragon's gas turn off, so you can't use either of those. I wouldn't want any of those going wild if something went wrong with the plugin, which it hasn't yet, so I've been using it for quite a while. Um, there's quite a few different options with the plugin itself. If you just click on it, away from a block, just like up in the air is what I do. Right click, it'll show you the different styles of shop: normal, trading, buying, book. So normal is it basically allows you to sell items based on the currency that you set inside the configuration. You can set it defaultly. It's set for emeralds as your low value, emerald block as your high value. You can change that to diamonds, diamond blocks, or whatever item value in the game that you can actually get in your inventory. You can change configuration-wise. You can change what item you use to spawn it. You can even name it. So if you wanted to, for some reason, name it, use a stick, and it had to be named, shop spawner, you can do that where only you can give it out, or it's an item you have to sell or something. These are pretty safe though, because as an admin, you have pretty good control over who can spawn eggs and not most of the time. Other than just changing the type, the way you change like the NPCs you're actually using, you would hold shift and right click somewhere that you can't reach. So pretty good list. You can cycle through these as you go. These aren't all, as you can see. Chicken, creeper, iron golem, witch, the snowman, a zombie. See, they don't take any damage, so he's on fire. Villager, mushroom cow, regular cow. Let's see, skeleton, ocelot, pig, sheep, wolf. There's even sign shops in there, and sign shop. So yeah, let's go into some of the functions here. So all these that you see at chest there are all spawned in. You have to be in regular, just regular survival mode for those. Just like a player could do. So a player can spawn any of these. There's also an admin command that you see this villager. For some reason, it seems there's an update where you can't change the skin of admin shops. I don't know why. I'm talking to the developer about that. He's pretty responsive and answers fast. It's probably just a little oversight. Actually, my admin shops have a witch, a golem, a chicken, and a couple villagers, so I know it's possible. Anyway, so admin shops are basically just trading. You just trade. I use them because we use physical currency on my server, so I have used another plugin. I'll probably do a little coverage on that one because there is a video for it later called Coinage. My currency is called Zen Iron. The iron bars being the Zen bars, and then we have Zan notes, which are paper notes, which are kind of like the broke down version of the cents to your dollars. So I use him. If you go shift right click, you can get into the editor for the shopkeeper where you can change like this tag above his head. It tells you to type it in. So please enter the chat. Let's go. Zen Trader. Bam, pops up. It'll be green for you guys, but you can change the color in the configuration. So up to you. I just like the orange a little better. So anyways, you can also change their clothing to see if you change it. It goes to different, all the different villager models that you have out there. So why not? Let's go through that one right there. Bam. As you can see, I'm obviously not 1.8 at this point, even though there is an updated version I believe works for 1.8. So I still have the green guy. Ha ha ha. So yeah, you can pretty much set anything you want. It doesn't go off any virtual coin, unfortunately, but I'm not a big fan of the virtual, vault currency. The coin, the currency plugin I use actually works with vault and stuff, so it works for me for all my shop needs. But anyways, as far as villager, like your players go, if you decide to allow them to use the ability to have these shops, basically what you do is you're just going to throw down a chest. Oh, I have an extra one on me, so we'll just throw down a chest. You have to be in regular game mode, obviously. No OP, no creative. They will right click to choose. I don't have a sheep, so we'll choose a sheep. Shift right click to choose the skins, and then you just regular right click to choose what you're gonna do. Let's just do a normal one. Those guys are easy. So it has to be near. It has to be at a chest you just recently placed. So the last chest that you placed within 15 blocks of you is what it wants to connect to. So right click, and then you can put it within 15 blocks. I mean, it can be up, down, doesn't matter. 15 blocks. So sheep. Excellent. You can change your sheep color. I've never actually used a sheep before, so that's pretty cool. You can actually change the sheep color. Let's go with server colors. So this is just a normal sheep. So what you do is you put whatever you want to sell in there. And you shift right click. You'll see the GUI here where you can set your tag and everything again. Bad shop. Anyways, then go in. If you'll see the top row is what you're selling. The bottom two rows are for what their purchasing price is going to be. It goes. The bottom row is your low value. And your second row is going to be your high value. So remember, on yours it's going to be emeralds for your low, emerald blocks for your high. So this would be one emerald block. I've had mine changed. It's not going to stay this way. I'm just tinkering with it right now. So you just left click to go up. If you shift left click, it goes up by 10s. Same thing backwards. Shift right click brings it down. And it goes with the values too if you want to. So just sure we got something there. So 3 stones for iron ingot, 2 papers, kind of butters there for the wood planks. So your people come around. Look at that bad shop. Let's check it out. So 11 pieces of paper. 19. Oh, that's odd. Oh, that's right. I apologize. The player shops cannot. They don't work correctly with some of the data values, and that's why I'm not keeping the way I'm showing you here with the iron bars. Those translates to 10 based on my vault. Since these are iron, these are equal to 10 virtual currency, so players can transfer over to pay for the town and all that sweet stuff. So, excuse me. So that's why it's changing over from. I originally had it as 1. Yeah. So, bam, swapping over. So ignore that. For you, when you open yours, you'll see 1 and 1, whatever you've set it for. So that's just a normal shopkeeper. I would have to have to get set to get it. So if you have only 11, it's going to give you what you want. If you put extra in there, that's fine. It's going to let you keep that. You'll keep the extra out of it. Don't shift it that way. Yeah, so it only takes what it's supposed to have. So those are pretty self-explanatory when you set those up. They're pretty easy to use. Let's see. What was the next one I wanted to show you? Yes. So this is a trading NPC here. These are the big ones that a lot of people will use. Just because the normal ones, I mean, they're all right if you want to have like a diamond shop or a gold shop or something like that, which is great and all. But most players want to be able to have some sort of currency they're selling. Have their players to sell to or buy, as you can have a buying NPC and all that good stuff. So I just put a piece of wood in there. This is his chest. So shift click, you see I put 1 Zen in there. So there's 1 Zen for the wood. Now here's the thing, that Zen isn't actually there. It's imaginary. So what you do is once you put your items in your chest, you shift right click your villager, then you're gonna left click the item. You do have to have it on you. So you're gonna left click the item. It's not gonna take it, and then you left click. Bam. Now it's in there. So as you can see, didn't take it from me. I still have 9. Didn't take it from me. So when your players come along, it's gonna say, okay, 1 Zen for such and such item, and you can do that up to the total of 8 items. You're supposed to be able to do 2, but I think it acts funny You can put in specialized stuff with special lore and data values right now, but I'm not sure. Let's see. The last time I did it, it works. That's cool. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. With that, I think that's just a recent bug because it was working just fine beforehand. All my stuff in my spawn works great. Same thing over here. And yeah, these are just basically to show you the different characters. Note, if you do use an animal like chicken, they do lay eggs. So free eggs, I guess. Best thing there. They don't get hurt, by the way. Why I have I have Vanish on. I did have it on. So you can't hurt them. When they spawn in, they do have a chance if you have like a plugin that gives your characters or your mobs items. Like I use Mythic drops, so 99% of my mobs are going to spawn with some sort of item in their hands to add damage to them with protection. So hence why he has that. Like next time I load up, she might have a bow in her hand for all I know, or a different potion effect going on. So they can't be griefed in any way. See, I can push them as far as I want. Oh, she got away. So yeah, they can't really do anything bad. I mean, they can sit here and play with them all they want, but bam. So it's on a rotation. I think it's like every 10 seconds it rechecks to make sure they're on the block or within the same 2 blocks or something like that. I believe is what it is. Because if I even push her 1-2 blocks away, shortly she just zips back right over there. So maybe further, it might even be like 10 blocks or something. But no, 2 blocks. Yeah. So there's a pretty neat plugin. There's quite a bit. Takes a little bit to get used to. Things are changing. It's definitely getting better. When I first started using it, it was a little pain in the butt. Now it's really good. I run my whole spawn off of it. There's books, booksellers. One thing to note is you do have to have to sell books out of a shop. You do have to have Book and Quill. They can sell specialized books with lore and all that stuff. So if you have a plugin where you're creating them and adding lore and all the stuff, like I have Diablo drops, so I can do I can sell identity tomes if I want to. I can go in here. Let's sell identity tomes. Oh. I don't know what it is about book quills, but they don't like to stack very much. So I can sell identity tomes for my Diablo drops. Buy identity tome for 1 paper. Oh, that's awesome. It'll be insanely cheap, but it's there. It's a neat plugin. I'll just go to my spawn, and by the way, my server is ShangriLaCraft. I'll put a link in the description below. You can check us out. We're basically live now. There's a few things that are still going up. We have some great staff. My actual wife in real life, and her friend, and one of my other staff members basically did this whole spawn for us. We're adding a lot to it. There's my wife, Fruity, my wife, and M Blaster. They really did most of this building here for us. So it's pretty big. I don't think it's cluttered like a lot of servers that we're on to. So yeah, check us out. But anyways, back to the shopkeepers here. So I have a couple different. So I do with my Zen system. Here's my Zen notes. So you can trade 10 Zen notes for 1 Zen, 50 Zen notes for a piece of lost mint. That's a very rare coin that you can get on here. Or you can trade 1 lost. Sorry, these are lost bits. So it takes bits to make lost notes. Then you take bits for Zan notes. So Zan gets spent a lot there. They're pretty useful here. And then it's just really a currency exchange system. Is what we have going here. I also have spawners. These are all obtainable. It's hard to find them regularly by themselves, but as you can see, since you get them for notes, 50 notes, you can buy spawners, which is he's not set up. Senor Cluck Cluck, he sells all your monsters, so it's a great way to be able to customize. The only thing I don't have in here is villagers, because that's for a tournament system. So it's a great way to be able to customize items you sell or if you use a physical currency. We do quite a bit of that here, or you can just use them as standing NPCs, like in my lobby. Oop. I don't know my own commands much. So like in my lobby, I just have I use a couple of villagers. I don't even know why I have the chest down there, just because I was messing with them. Just kind of like placeholders or neat little side attractions. She's got a hoe. She did not have a hoe last time. But like in my lobby, I use them to demonstrate, ShangriLa games is all what our mini games are called. These are the tokens you get if you finish our maze. You get a maze token. If you do the parkour, you get the parkour token. So that demonstrates that. And, click me to see our custom currency, so you can see our lost bits. Or that's just basically all I put in there for him, I think, right now. So, but that's lost mint, not regular money. And then this guy's on. He's just there to hold that out. So it's a neat system. I think check it out if you're looking to spice up the way that you display for it. If you're looking to spice up the way that you do your economy on your server, it's a great way to do it. Fast setup. You don't have to sign shops are boring. You can add another thing for your players to strive for, which is fantastic. The more you can give them that they want and they can achieve, then keeps them busy and they like it. It's been around for quite a while, and hopefully this tutorial really covers. I actually go into configurations here a little bit because there are a few things I wouldn't mind showing you. Let me get this up. Give me just a moment here, real fast. Close my other stuff because there's like configurations I don't want you to see at the moment. Let's see here. I'm going to add. Blues. Okay. Let's okay, I think this should be clear now if I record pretty high def. So, all right. So these are all your basic configurations. Enable spawn verifier. That just makes sure that every shop is spawned on a timer basis. Bypass spawn blocking truth. If you have world guard, you're gonna want that on. Purchase locking false, so you can have it on. Right now, I don't have a real reason. We're just semi-public, not really advertised, so we don't have a whole lot of players at the moment. Save instantly true, why not? Encoding, you shouldn't have to mess with that. World guard restrictions, true. That way you can have only shops in certain areas. Only my players on my server can only use villagers in spawn shop, so they can come and rent a shop where all the players can go and buy from them. They can do that in their own towns, but they can only use a villager there. And then let's see, create player shop with command. No, so players can't use the command. Only admins can. They have to use an egg. Don't need necessarily right click on command. Require chest recently placed. You can change it to false. There's nothing wrong with that. Protect chest true. You don't have to worry about using lock. I use lock it, but you don't have to worry about it with this. It's elite shopkeeper on break chest. I like it to be false, just because if I do it by mistake, I can replace it. And these are all very configurable. Distance, I keep it at 15. You might want to set player shopkeeper inactivity. I don't, but you may want to. Otherwise, you may have a bunch of them on your server if you got a lot of players. Prevent trading with open shop. That's probably a good thing because there may be some kind of dupes they can figure out, duplicate diamonds or armor or something like that. So you might want to have those. Keep that as true. You can set your tax rate. Initially, it's 0 by default. Let's see, round tax up. I don't worry about it. Shop creation items. You can change it. Like right now, the 383 data value 120. That's villager egg. You can change it to whatever you want. You can put a name on it, so it has to have a name. You'd have to put it like an anvil or spawn it customly. Prevent shop creation item regular use. that's when you create it, that's just trading. So that'd be like the default one, so don't worry about that. So we can player shops. So when the player deletes a shop or somebody deletes a shop like an admin, does he get the egg back, true or false? My server, no. I want it to be a commodity. To buy villager egg should be a commodity on my server if we're going to use it. Let's see. When you first start, we're first getting in here, your disabled living shops, that's going to be a huge list. The only things to be enabled is going to be villagers and witches, period. That's it. You can just erase the ones that are that you want to use. I don't recommend using Ender Dragon or gas. Ender Dragon, like heat gases, those get out of control if something goes wrong. Enable sign shops, why not? Citizen shops, haven't messed with it, I'm not gonna lie. You can change what it shows in the shop sign when it's created. When I created it, you see that it says shop on the first line. Name template, puts your name on it. Or I'm sorry, it shows the NPC's name on above the sign. Prefixes, so this is how I made it orange instead of green. Make it whatever color you want. Don't mess with this, there's no reason to. Rename player shops. You can set that as true. Nobody's complaining. It allows them to rename their own shops. It's just a little title when you open up there. When you sneak right click shopkeeper editor, you can have it whatever you want. Item name. This is going to be, let's see, 145. I believe that is item name. Let's see. No. Item name. I'm not sure. Well, 145. It sounds awful familiar. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at it. Let's see. I knew that one from somewhere. Anvil. Okay, so obviously, I'm dumb, I don't know why. The top of the GUI shop editor, so item name here is your anvil. So we're going to change the tag. Delete item, that's going to be your hire item. When you set a shopkeeper for hire, I'll show you that in a second, it'll add for other players to get in, they'll be able to a fourth icon in there to hire, so they can actually hire out your shop. If you have to start a mall in your town, set a bunch of shopkeepers for hire so people can come around. If they don't have their own area, they can sell in your location. Let's see, change the title for hire, currency items. So this is a big one. Let's see, these data values did not work. I don't know why I thought they would. I thought I'd just give it a shot for it. But yeah, so you can change your currency items. So this is your low value currency, and then you have your high value, and you can change what you zero right now. Slime them, that's what it's set to. Then you can change all your messages down here. All for you to go through, turn debugging on. You can also silence them so they don't make noise, like zombies and villagers are really annoying if you don't have it on. I think that's it for configuration. Yep, that's it for configuration. So other than that, there's really nothing else in there. There's a save YML. We shouldn't have to mess with that at all, so don't bother with it. And let's see, so there was one more I was going to show you. I said I'd show you in a minute. I bet you I forget. And then somebody will leave a comment on this video telling me. So this is kind of how I use them a little bit in my area. So I got the little beginning of an area set up. I have a two-person little strip mall started up here. Ooh, lag. Weird. Peter's been doing that lately. It's kind of odd. The little mall set up, but I have a little single shop set up over here too, so they can, rent out a shop, and then when they rent out the shop, they'll have access to the chest. Since this is a world guard protected area, they can't get in here. But when they open up their chest, they'll get one villager they can use, a bunch of signs and stuff, and chests. So they'll get a villager, and then when the rent's up, the next person that rents it will get the same thing. So it's a nice little perk. I mean, you're spending $50, and you get a villager to whore out for your shop. So yeah, if I forgot anything, just comment in the section below. I'll probably redo the video at some point, as I see things are changing. The authors are pretty active. There seems to be about 3 authors and a manager. I'll put a link to their dev and download for it. Any questions, just leave them on down there. This is my first mod spotlight. Hopefully they'll get better. I got a couple other ones I want to do, so keep an eye out for them. Coinage, I want to do a Diablo's drop, a couple other ones. If you have a suggestion, let us know. Like, subscribe, and see you in the future. Peace.